Oh, that was fast. Hello, everybody. My name's Todd Standing, and apparently we are live. You might notice the raspy voice. It's because I'm a little under the weather. It's cold season, and I seem to have a cold. I know what everybody's thinking, and don't worry. I'm gonna go get COVID tested and all that stuff. But anyways, I'm really happy to be doing the live show today. We got shut down short last week. I don't know what the heck happened, but I'm just grateful for the platform and super happy to be here with you guys. Hey, Andy. So a couple of questions from Facebook. William asks if do I think Sasquatch could carry a full-grown cow? I sure hope not. But I mean, they move around in groups, so probably a couple of them would. Yeah, they're so powerful. It's crazy how powerful they are. But I'd prefer not to speculate on that right now. I don't know. It's let's say no, because that's ridiculously powerful, right? And then Ashley, from Ashley Roach. I know Ashley. I know her from online. I believe she's from Washington State. She asked the Sasquatch stay high up in the mountains during the winter, and then come down during the rest of the year. Well, actually, they follow the food sources, and I think they just go wherever the hell they want. You know, I've been looking into stuff like that, and seeing that they, like when I was doing work with Claudia Ackley, where those Sasquatch came into that spot over by the outside of Los Angeles into a very into a city area, and it was clearly, I mean, I really believe that her footage is legit, and she really had a Sasquatch there. They just seem to go wherever the heck they want, so. Yeah, just where the food sources are, But they're so. What I know about them is they're so good at evading and hiding from people and using stealth. They can just go, like, it'd be crazy how they could go up to, houses and just go where they want, go after the food sources, but then they're going to be curious, right? They're going to be playful. So, yeah, I hope that answers your question. Just staying in remote areas, though. When there's family involved and when it's home territory, they're going to stay in very remote areas and away from people. But food sources, think food sources, where the berries are, where the salmon are running, follow the herds of elk, right? Have all Sasquatches you encountered had a hooded nose? Yes. All have he's talking about a nose that's like out, not impressioned in like a gorilla or a chimpanzee. Would it be easy to track a group in an area that you've been studying them with snow on the ground? Well, Mike, they disappear when the snow flies. They go up into altitudes, and I don't want to mess with them in the winter because, if I make them move, you can cause the death of the young and the old because winter is so hard, really, really harsh. You'll notice that I really am sick today. I apologize for my coughing and whatnot. So Jess Madden says, Todd, I guess my question is, why can't all or most of your legitimate researchers work together to get this out in the open instead of bashing each other and putting each other down? Seems like the government, whatnot, doing what they can to us First Nations people, divide and conquer. Isn't it? I mean, it's so right. He's so right. I don't want to fight. That's why I'm really not part of the Bigfoot community, because it doesn't seem to be much of a community. They seem to be competing against themselves, but even you notice, like, John Bitternagel did that. Jeff Meldrum does that. He's not part of the BFRO. He's not part of, most organizations. And even Jeff Meldrum. Do I have an organization? Is he part of my, group? And the answer to that would be no. He keeps to himself. So, and there's good reason for that. But and I respect them for doing that. They're trying to keep some distance, because if things do fall apart, they want to have their credibility, and I think what they're doing is right, and I really respect and appreciate all the good work that Jeff Meldrum did, that John Bitternagel did, how they worked so hard to bring this forward into pop culture. Really it was a lifelong passion for John Bitternagel, and obviously it's the same with Jeff Meldrum, and I just got to sit back and admire them for all they've done and the work they've put into it. It's absolutely astounding. So I'm going to say hi to Sammy Chicken from South Australia. Looks like a I'm maybe going to Australia. I'm working some stuff out to get down there and get into the Blue Mountains and go to Perth and Sydney and stuff. So I'm kind of excited to do that in, you know, late 2021. Matthew, I'm nice. Hey Todd, what's going on here? But his picture he claims to be real or phony. So Matthew's saying his pictures he claims to be real or phony. Is he talking about me? My pictures are real. Have a nice day. Don't believe me? Come out and I'll show you a Sasquatch, right? Oh, what's going on here? Delay that. Okay, what's going on here? Do you have any plaster cast tracks you found? No, I don't. I've never got plaster cast tracks of Bigfoot. I don't walk around. When I go backcountry, like really backcountry, I'm not carrying plaster. That would be so much weight. It'd be ridiculous. And then not only do you have to carry the plaster, but then you have to use water to mix it. And it's just not going to happen with me. And I don't. I want to, and it's something I'm looking into, but. Yeah, it's not something. Grow your hair back, Todd. Do Bigfoot swim? I wouldn't think they were good swimmers just because their muscles have got to be so dense, you know. But then they're intelligent. They can grab hold of a log and kick with their feet and paddle, right? So the answer is really I don't. They shouldn't be, but they probably are. They shouldn't be because they're so big and strong and heavy like a gorilla. Chimpanzees are terrified of water. But they're so amazing that they can just do anything. I wouldn't put anything past the Sasquatch because they're so amazing. Hope you don't have COVID. I don't. Or maybe I do, and I'll get over it. So I'm not in that danger thing, and I'm very healthy. I'm very fit. I eat really healthy. So it's not really a concern. Todd has spent most of his life tracking, and he has the best footage. Thank you, Cynthia. I definitely have good footage. I'm really proud of it. And yeah, I've done a lot of tracking, spent a lot of time in the backcountry, a lot, taken a lot of people out. So, yeah, I'm gonna just give me a second here. Normally I have, I'm getting rid of this Matthew guy. So he's gone. I'm not saying anything good here, and he's trying to promote other people. Okay, so we'll go on to Cynthia. And so Matthew's gone. We don't have time for that crap. It's really, you know, I was on IMDb, and I've seen a couple people do reviews of my movie, and I'm so confused. And maybe you guys can explain it to me, because I am goddamn confused. They talk about my footage in my movie, and they go, it's just the standard blurry, crappy Bigfoot footage. And I want to go, what movie were you watching? You know, what do you mean it was the standard crappy? It's, you know, and if you go on IMDb, you'll see these two people. It's like they're saying stuff like they didn't even watch my movie, you know. And I even talk to people. I go, oh yeah, you had a good movie. Or, you know, someone comes up to me, oh yeah, you're the guy. The movie was good. It's too bad you didn't have any good Bigfoot footage. And I go, what do you mean? He goes, well, it was really blurry and you couldn't see anything. I don't know how to respond to that. Can you not see the large primate Sasquatch right there on the screen? Like, do I have to blow it? How can I blow it up or clarify it anymore? It's really it's been happening to me a lot over the last few years, and I just want to I bottom line, I don't even think these people have seen the movie. I mean, did you watch the movie? Pause on the, like, can they not see the Sasquatch right there? I think what's probably going on, I think people are so, a lot of these pop culture people are so, they can't see the Sasquatch there. They think that he's all camouflaged. They're looking at branches or something. Oh, I don't see any Sasquatch. And it's hard for me because I can see a camouflaged owl. You know, like I'll be walking along with Expedition. I go, stop, and I go look to see the owl, and 250 yards away, it'll take a minute, and maybe they won't even see it. I'll zoom in with my camera, and I'll wait for them to blink or something. So I can see deer movement, elk movement. You know those owls I'm talking about that sit on the trees. Their feathers look identical to the bark, and they just blend in immensely. But I have an eye to see that stuff, and I think that a lot of people have the opposite eye, where they can't see things that are blatantly obvious. I know the Sasquatch are brown, but they're not camouflaged, and I don't know how am I supposed to communicate the work that I've done and the footage to people when they literally cannot see the Sasquatch in my videos. They can't see it, you know? So it's been something that I've been thinking about for a long time, and it's been very frustrating to think that people really can't see it, and I can't make it any more obvious than that. I'm not gonna cut it out and Photoshop it, and it's just because it's so important that you keep it raw, you know. And I do have a couple new pieces of footage that'll be coming out. I didn't get any new footage this year. This year is over and done for me. So now it's just time to post-production, maybe try to get that next movie out, and I'm kind of just, even you cannot expect to see Sasquatch Sunday, Throwback Thursdays. I'm just gonna do live shows on Wednesday until January, because there's other stuff going on that you might hear me talk about it once in a while, but it's all gonna come to an end right away. So you know, the world's a crazy place right now. Oh, there's Phil. Thanks, Phil. So yeah, it's just all the stuff going on is crazy. Thanks, somebody that has a name I can't pronounce, Hendrickson, Guadalupe Hendrickson. A cool name, very cool name. Yeah, they did not watch it. You know, I have a tendency, that kind of pisses me off too. Uncle Bones says they did not watch it. You know, when you risk your life, you put everything you have into it, all your money, all your time. You go, just literally nearly kill yourself to make a film. You put your heart and soul into it. People telling you can't, and all the reasons and the difficulties that you come through. You have no idea. Even guys, like, I'm telling you, like, I filmed it, I wrote it, I put the music in it, then I edited it, and then I had to export it in certain formats for iMovie and all these different things, Sony, and different data rates and all this stuff I have to learn. And even at the end of the day, I'm done it, and then they come back to me and you go, oh, well, you can't do the Sony Dynamic Digital Surround Sound. And I did that too. And it's just like, they keep telling you can't, and you fight, and it's really frustrating, and it's so hard. And then you get it done, and some ass can't even take the time to have a freaking look at what you did, you know? Or they say stupid crap like, it's just some home movie well, it really is. You're not hurting my feelings. It is a home movie that I just made it. I just put it together, and why did I do it? I did it to acknowledge the species. I did it to help this discovery move forward. And I guess the most important thing, though, is on the other side of the coin, you get these jerks doing these crap little, they think, yeah, this guy just made a movie and I'm just gonna bash it and I don't really care about it. There's a Portland Mercury woman. What a wench. Like a freaking damn wench. I'm sure this wench didn't even watch the freaking movie. Like what she's saying doesn't make any sense. It doesn't even, it's just crap. It's frustrating that some damn critic could come along and then just bash her work and not even have taken the time to watch the bloody thing. Even like Joe Rogan. He's never watched my movie. He's on Survivor Man, and they're talking about the Survivor Man Bigfoot shows. He's never watched them. It's terribly irresponsible. I would never do that. Like, if I have any celebrity I have come on, watch their show. I guess if they have a book, you read their book or keep your mouth shut or let the person talk about their book. You can't really have an opinion about someone's book until you've read the damn thing, And Joe Rogan talking about my movie and stuff and my footage, he doesn't have a goddamn clue what's going on. I'll probably have to go after him pretty soon, go on his freaking show and just do like I always do. He's never going to agree that my footage is real. He's going to sit there and say, it's fake as F. But then at the end of the day, it's, what? Come out with me and I'll show you a Sasquatch. Have a nice day. That's what I do. I show people Sasquatch. There's a man on this right now, D Browers. It's Darren. He saw a Sasquatch this year with me. Sasquatch sighting right there, confirmed by multiple pieces of evidence. Even we had a Sasquatch. What do you think, Darren? Within 100 yards of us. I'm going to be really conservative, following us around. So, but anyways, it's because of all you people that I move forward and do this stuff. But I want you guys to know that just listen to really when someone says they've seen my movie, and listen, you go, so what do you think of the footage? And they go, even I remember one woman told me, what footage? Was there Bigfoot footage in it? You go, what, did you watch my movie? You know, this was someone that was kind of important in my life. You know, my son's best friend's mom, who I did a lot of stuff with, and she watched my movie, and she comes back and says, was there Bigfoot footage in it? I go, you didn't watch the movie? She goes, yes, I did. Of course I watched it. Well, were you on your phone when you were watching the movie? Were you doing this? You know what I mean? Like, really, and something I've always done too. I don't know, because I have a lot of respect for filmmakers. Is I really watch, you know, the sequences, the shots, the build-ups, the storyline. I really try to pay attention to a movie, because there's usually a lot going on. The filmmaker's trying to tell you something, or build up to something and create a storyline. Cut faster, cut slower, pan slower, move faster. All these little techniques that I've always been a student of film, you know, since I was younger. And there's a lot going on in a movie, and yeah, so really, what I'm trying to say is, when you watch a movie, watch the damn movie. Watch it. Some movies are so amazing. Like, I'm a huge Avengers fan. Huge Avengers fan. Huge superheroes fan. I grew up watching those old Hall of Justice, Justice League cartoons with Batman and Superman and the Invisible Man and Wonder Woman or Invisible Jet, and I just love that stuff. I've always been a profound lover of justice and integrity and truth. It's been something I've just tried to really live my life by. And people that know me, they know what I'm talking about. So yeah, pretty cool stuff. So these creatures exist with us all this time. So Jared Singh has asked, yeah, they've existed. They're Gigantopithecus, and yeah, they've been here, obviously, yes. So I know these people get into it, and even you get a question a lot. People that don't know anything about Bigfoot, and they go, is there more than one? And you kind of you go, yeah, there's a breeding population of them. There's a whole species out there. There's tens of thousands of them. Oh, I thought there was just one. You know, which is kind of a preposterous thing to say, but I'm very I would suggest, you know, John Benedigo, Jeff Meldrum taught me this, because they're gentle men, and I think a way to be a gentle man is to be sympathetic to people's ignorance. And I'm not saying ignorance in a bad way or anything, but not at all. Just, you know, I'm ignorant about things. I don't know much, like constellations and stuff. I got to learn about that stuff. This year I'm going to go get my my captain's certificate as a sailor. And but I'm ignorant when it comes to constellations. It's not a bad thing, you know. I'm ignorant when it comes to people doing their nails, and you know, and maybe fashion. I'm very fashion ignorant. What people are probably complaining because I'm wearing camouflage green with blue and orange, right? So there's different levels of ignorance, and we need to be patient with people. We need to have understanding, and we need to, you know, be respectful, and not be, because it really, at the end of the day, if you're rude and obnoxious to somebody, it's really a reflection of your character and not their ignorance. And no matter what someone asks you, to reflect positivity and be a good, honest, gentle man, it's important that we are just reflect good character. You know what I mean? And be patient with people. You never know who you could be talking to, the next person who really helps the discovery of Sasquatch precipitate. So be patient, and I don't want this show to get all upset today and angry. I wanted to make that point. I think it's a really good point for all of you who have seen the movie and know about it. When you listen to people talk about it, really, you know, ask them those questions, and don't be afraid to take a little give me some feedback, because I just think it's kind of funny, right? So Chase says Joe Rogan thinks because he did a TV show about paranormal that he's an expert on all things unknown, and he also thinks that he's good at comedy. Well, you know what, Chase? One of my favorite comedy skits is Joe Rogan talking about Brokeback Mountains. I do think Joe Rogan has had some funny stuff, and I was actually I still like I'm a UFC fan, and I really liked his commentary. So actually, I've been a Joe Rogan fan before he had the Joe Rogan podcast. I was a Joe Rogan fan, and maybe I still kind of try to be. I don't know. It's not so easy. Sorry, I'm coughing again. I got a cough drop in my mouth and drinking like crazy here. Jennifer, oh, hey Todd, everyone. Hey Todd, hello everyone from Wassa Beach, Ontario. Cheers. Hi Mike. Jennifer, my son loves you now. He loves Avengers. I'm a huge Avengers fan. In fact, I don't know if this is cheesy. This is cheesy. But Captain America is approximately my height and approximately my weight. So I know he's got an amazing physique, and I've always tried to model myself after that. He's 6'2", approximately, and 220 pounds, and I'm 6'3", and that's my ideal weight. I think I'm probably I'm sick, and I've been having a tough time with some stuff, so I'm probably maybe 215 right now. But believe me, in this new year, ladies and gentlemen, when 2021 comes around, I'm gonna I like to be 225 and lean and strong and fit and eating really well, and I love Iron Man. I love the way Iron Man's a narcissist, and it works. You know what I mean? I love the way Hulk changed. I'm sorry, we probably should. I'd love it if they did a Sasquatch superhero. I think they did. There was one of the comic books went to that, and I've actually met with some pretty amazing people, like high-end movie makers that I've talked with and consulted with, and I always kind of laugh at them, and I go, because I'll be like, so you're gonna go make even like this guy who had stuff to do with the X-Men, and I said, Sasquatch would kick Wolverine's ass. Like, what? I go, oh yeah, he'd kick Wolverine's ass. There'd be a beating there, but I say to them, why are you going out making movies about fake superheroes when you got real superheroes right here in the wilderness? Because I'm telling you, I think of Sasquatch as such an incredible superhero. They're such an amazing species. That is part of the, in Harry and the Hendersons, there was that old PhD that was just obsessed with Sasquatch, and when he finally saw the Sasquatch, he was like, yoo-hoo! Right? And I understand why, even Peter Burns, I know Renee DeHinden, right, he is what he is, but John Green, the old guard that were so devoted to this, and I am very grateful for what they try to do. Grover Krantz, right? I'm very grateful for what they did and the work they put into it, but I understand why. And the more you get into it, it's so addictive, guys, because the Sasquatch is so amazing. They're so amazing. Either what happens is, what I've seen with researchers is, either you just get so obsessed and you overcome each obstacle put in front of you, or one of those obstacles stops you dead and you just retreat and give up. And with me, no matter what the obstacles are, I just the species is so amazing, and then I get support. Like, I'm literally a full-time Sasquatch researcher because you guys support me and help me. Like, look at $25 donation here. Thank you so much for that. Fantastic that I get the support. You guys watch my YouTube channel, you tune in for this. We got hundreds of viewers on right now. This video will get thousands of views, and it's so awesome, the support that you guys, because really, really, honest to God, guys, I promise you, like, every year I fight and work for this discovery. We have great things happening, and this is all research that it's all going to come back to you guys, because it's the name. I'm so glad it was actually the distribution company, and that named it, forced me to call it Discovering Bigfoot. I was going to call it Bigfoot North. I'm so glad they made that change, because that's really 100% what this is about. When you watch this YouTube channel, when you support me, when you tell people about my movie, anything you do, all that stuff, you're helping the discovery of Bigfoot. That's all it is. Even that movie was a huge financial loss to me, but it wasn't. It was financially a loss, but it put it out there to the world. Tens of thousands, hundreds, millions of people now have watched it, and it's doing a lot of good, and I'm really, really, really happy about that. That's all I ever wanted. So thanks so much for all your support, guys. Just, I, like, here I am. I'm sick. I felt like I was tired. I was, just a little off today, and I had to come do the show. I'll do the show whenever I can because I just want to give back. And yeah, you guys are amazing. Frank Nash says here, I agree to have an opinion. Read the book 99.9%. Never read a book on global warming, but believe fully. Read Blue Planet, Shackles. Okay, thanks, Frank. It's just a matter of marketing. That's all I mean. Oh, I must have missed something that was from Kelly Farr. He must have said something above that I missed. Todd, is there a Type 2 and a Type 2 Sasquatch? What? Is there a Type 1 and Type 2 Sasquatch? I don't think so. These are classifications I don't know anything about. And for me, it's just Sasquatch. So, hey now, much respect from Fulton, California. Hey, somebody that has a Putintain name. I'm really bad at pronouncing names and stuff, and I so apologize. I don't mean any disrespect. Casey says, Joe Rogan called Carlos Mencia out for being a joke thief. He was right on the money there. Yeah, and that's not cool. So, let's do Sasquatch stuff, though, guys. Hey, bro, myself and my wife encountered 2 in North Carolina. Ooh. They do live, and we both think you have proved that Sasquatch are real. Only a matter of time before we all see they exist. And this is Ricky Ricardo, he calls himself. That's so awesome. Congratulations on your sighting. I'd love to hear about it. Bigfootencounter@gmail.com. Amanda's not here. Amanda's ill. She was ill last week, too. And so it's just Bigfootencounter@gmail.com. And I'd love to hear your story, Ricky Ricardo. There's Andy. Please the like button. Yeah, thanks, Andy. It's good. Do hit the like button. Oh, and Putinane. Balls of steel, dude. Stay safe. He said, I remember. Let's have a laugh for a second. So there's a shot of me where I have a full ghillie suit on, and I'm walking into this water, and I'm going. It's boots deep, and then probably up to here, just below my chest, below my pecs. And I remember this guy put a comment in the channel below, because you can see my face the whole time, and I'm looking in one direction, and I walk into the water, and that water is goddamn cold, people. That is glacier runoff. That water is a whole new level of freezing. And one of the guys put in the comment, look at Todd's face. He has balls of steel. He didn't even flinch when the water hit his balls, right? And yeah, I didn't, but I've been training really hard it's taken me a long time to be able to manage the cold like that. I am Canadian, and I'm very obsessed with surviving really, really well in the cold. If you guys don't know anything about it, there's Iceman training, Wim Hof. I'm a Wim Hof instructor, and I can't say enough good things about the Wim Hof method. It's incredible. It's just world-changing. The ice bath methods, it speeds up your metabolism. It makes you healthier, and it's pretty amazing. So I can't recommend it enough. And thank you so much, Putintain, for the compliment and the donation. I immensely appreciate it. Hey Todd, did you get a chance to check out the video and audio links I sent you? I know the video sucks, but the audio track is awesome. I have not. Yeah, my apologies. I just so far behind with so much stuff. I'm really once I get back into the research and working. Right now I'm just buried in other stuff, and I think things are looking up. Things are looking good. I'm pleased with where I'm getting to, and yeah, let's keep the language clean. That's really important to me. There are kids that watch this, so if you're going to be using profanity, we're just going to remove you. There's no need to be profane at all. Kaida Aid, tell more about Kubota trying to kidnap Ina. Well, this it's an incredible story, and Ina's coming out this year. I don't know if I mentioned the date, and I probably shouldn't have, and I'm not going to mention the date again. But just so everybody knows, that's a done deal. As long as the COVID thing, it looks like the COVID thing, just quickly, there really is a cure coming. They've really worked it out. The cure should be here by March or April, and then after that, it's there's a cure, and then we can go back to our lives. I'm really banking on that. I'm actually I'm gonna start once we're at the next level of cure. I'm thinking in January, I'm gonna start booking expeditions and organizing all that stuff. So, excuse me. Oh man, what a waste is a cold. But yeah, I mean the Kubota story. I talked about it in great detail, and I think it's an amazing story. Just you have to look it up and rewatch it. The day that I wrote it, spoke about it on whatever video that is, I don't like quoting me now because it's not my encounter, right? I was told about it and I wrote it down, but you know, I studied it, made sure I was as accurate as possible, because it's just incredible how you know what, those kind of stories, like, just okay, I'll talk a little bit about it. Like when Kubota came out and the boyfriend, so Kubota latched onto a woman, picked her up in a certain way, was going to take off with her. But I think one of the coolest things about the story is the way Kubota came out. They shot a bear banger at him, and he moved appropriately to evade the bear banger. The bear banger got shot first. Then the guy had his bear spray out for the close encounter, and this Kubota moved in the direction where when the guy sprayed, the wind blew the bear spray away from Kubota in the opposite direction. Does that make sense? So see if I can sort of. So if the wind's blowing this way, I'm not going to be able to do this. It's like weird mirrors. But anyways, just imagine that Kubota looks at the guy, pull out the bear spray. I believe Kubota recognized that was bear spray, and he knew what he would need to do to evade it by moving into the wind, so the wind blew it away from him. And he even knew, you know, how long, like the bear spray only lasts maybe 15-20 seconds when you spray that stuff. And the guy sprayed it, and Kubota just moved into the wind, and the wind blew it away, and it didn't even touch Kubota. Like, that is astonishing, and it doesn't even surprise me. I'm telling you guys, every time I come up, I never come up versus a Sasquatch. I don't verse them anymore. I haven't done that in many years. But whenever I would kind of verse them, or whenever I thought I had the upper hand, it was just such a joke. They were 3 steps ahead of me. You know, it's literally Mike Tyson in the ring versus a 5-year-old. It's so pathetic. Human versus Sasquatch is pathetic. You can't do it, guys. I've seen Sasquatch throw rocks at 100 yards, deadly accuracy. It's unbelievable, their abilities, their knowledge, their speed, the way they're just prepared. Like, they will own you 6 ways till Sunday. You do not verse this species. I'm kind of even done with this whole go hunt a Sasquatch. You don't scare me anymore. You don't go hunt a Sasquatch. A human being, I mean, unless you had helicopters with thermal images and a whole team, and, you know, I suppose that way, but that's not hunting. That's a military operation. Okay, if you're going to do a military, if the government of the United States is going to go versus Sasquatch, okay, they're going to napalm the area, you know what I mean? They're going to, okay, you get that one. If you're going to go hunt them as a hunter, no, you don't. It's not, hunters don't use thermal, they don't have helicopters in the air, they don't have satellite telemetry, they don't have multiple people on little microphones talking, all with special, that's not hunting. That's a military operation. So that's what I'm trying to say is, hunters, you don't. I don't care how good you think you are. Team up, 3-4, you guys are done. You're not going to take on this species. They're just going to kick your ass or evade you. So I don't have any fear of hunters anymore whatsoever. It's actually kind of, to be honest, it's kind of laughable how pathetic human hunters would be versus a Sasquatch. And I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but you're not talking to some chump who just, you know, this isn't my first rodeo. I've been out in the bush. I've seen hunters. I see what they do. I admire hunters. I learn tremendous amounts of information from hunters. I respect them. Especially, I'd like to be a meat hunter. I am going to start meat hunting, not trophy hunting, because I think organic, free-range elk and deer would be amazing food source. And I'm just I'm out there and I wouldn't have any trouble doing it. But anyways, so that's with that. Sufiro 5150. When are you going back to the wilderness? and film some more footage. Also, well, I'm always trying to do that. I think Bigfoot is a species of man. What do you think? Well, the DNA says yes. The DNA says they are. Uh, well, actually, the breeding, what we see in the DNA, shows that they have bred with people. And the definition of a species, if you can breed and produce viable offspring, you're of the same species. So they are of the same species because they have bred with human beings and produced viable offspring. It still bothers me to say that. It really does. I remember Adrian Erickson a long time ago. He was the first one that started putting that to me because he had the DNA. He's like, yeah, they bred with people, and I was so disgusted by that thought, I'm quite offended by that a human being is successfully bred with a Sasquatch. But facts are facts. So yeah. I saw a lady, looks a little crazy. This is someone, Kahadi Aid. She said Sasquatch van to her and asked garlic to rub his body to avoid bugs. Okay, I don't really understand that one. And garlic does not keep the bugs away when you rub it on your body. Oh, and Mr. Arpuro, someone's telling him on Amazon. Okay, yeah, my movie is on Amazon right now. It's also on YouTube. I didn't know this. I just found out a couple days ago that when it was first on Amazon, I was #1. So I'm going to get a little plaque or something. What's with the cough? I'm just sick. Just ill. Just a cough I got. So, or maybe I have COVID. I'm going to go get tested. We'll figure it out. And if I do have COVID, don't worry about it. I'm very strong and I'll be fine. Oh, there's Phil put a link for the movie there. So Kirk says, I've heard the samurai chatter tape, pretty crazy. I don't think it's authentic. So I could be wrong, but I've never heard anything like that, and I do not think it's authentic. I kind of go with my gut, and there might be some more stuff going on there. Hey, Sasquatch Wizard Adirondacks. Oh, and that's so I was supposed to go. I was supposed to be in New York like right now. Because of COVID, I didn't get to go down there. The governor put a new stipulation on for traveling and quarantining, so I didn't get to go, which really sucked because we had a really good plan. And it's Sasquatch Wizard Adirondacks. That's my friend Jonathan. And yeah, I'd like to talk to you, Jonathan. We'll have to catch up in the next couple days because yeah, I guess you went out, huh? And you didn't. Anyways, we'll talk about that, and I'd like to see what happened with you and stuff. So, Paul Baldwin, Todd, I was told by my friend who was special ops, and he said they do hunt them. The military hunts them? Well, if the military is exterminating them, it's another conspiracy thing, right? And I don't know. Bomber says, hey, Jennifer, hope you're well. Talking to Jennifer, not to me. Kirk says, okay, so we're looking at the samurai chatter tape. Let's go down here. Look at some new stuff. Thank you, Sasquatch Wizard. Was Kubota going to eat that gal or breed with her? Oh, that's a good question. Breed with her. Or, yeah, it's breeding. Well, and I'll tell you why. I think, well, first of all, he didn't kill her. Second of all, he went after her, not the guy. And he didn't harm her. And boys like girls. And Kubota is not a dominant male. No way. Kubota, yeah, he's just not a dominant male. So he's probably not going to get a female. And so he just went after a human female. But how the heck did he think he was going to get away with that? And why was he, I don't know. It's lots of questions, and I don't know the answer to. So it's a strange situation, but do you carry a firearm for protection when you're out there? Can't talk about that because in Canada it's illegal to carry firearms in certain places. So let's not go there. When you can carry a firearm, make sure you do to be protected and safe when it's legal. That's what I'll say about that. Island Girl, hi. I've heard of Sasquatch with human face. Well, yeah, I think their faces are very human looking. So, yeah. Oh, I hate the way this thing moves. It's so annoying because it jumps down all over the place. I live in Alabama. Oh, I want to read this one. It's up a little bit. This is Andy Robbins. I live in Alabama, and they are definitely here. more so in the north where I live. Been run out of the woods 3 times with others. It's crazy, man. If you know where to go. Well, hey, Adam, please send me an email. I want to go to Alabama every year. I was down there in the Talladega Forest. I'm not going to talk about my camping area, but I had so much fun down there. I loved the Talladega Forest. I learned so much about nature, and I saw tree breaks, definitive Sasquatch tree breaks. So I know they're there. They've left tree breaks in the Talladega Forest. If you go walk around in there on the trails, you'll see them. And my guide showed me lots of really good evidence, really great evidence. And in the Cheehaw section of the Talladega Forest, there's Sasquatch crazy out there. Bigfoot crazy. They call it Bigfoot out there. There's all sorts of, I have a little sticker. I saw Bigfoot in the Cheehaw Forest. And yeah, I have some unanswered questions out there that I need to go back. I don't like unanswered questions. I have some thoughts about the Sasquatch out there. And I need to learn some more. I think I had a Sasquatch come around me. I could feel it, but he felt very conservative and very indifferent towards me, but curious. So it was just brand new to me. I'd never had these feelings before, and I was out in the Talladega Forest at night, and yeah, I heard something approaching me. Not sure it was a Bigfoot, but I feel like it was. I'm just going to be really honest with you guys. I feel like there was a Sasquatch out there, and he there's an energy that I have, because I have Sasquatch energy. They know, because I've been around Sasquatch. I do Sasquatch work, and he had a thing about me and an energy that I'd never felt before, and I want to go back there and see if take another step in and go a little further. So yeah, that's it. Do you have a page to be contacted to share stories? Ricky Ricardo says, do you have a page? Well, just go to, we have chat rooms and stuff, but Phil and Amanda work so hard and do such an amazing job to organize that stuff, and I'm just not in that place right now. I have all these other things I have to do every day that are completely not related to Sasquatch, but are immensely important in my life. So we'll get organized with that stuff. In the meantime, you can send them on Facebook. Amanda's on Facebook, but that bigfootencounter@gmail.com, that's the way to just nail it. Like, you get us, no problem. I wonder if I could type that in. I will type it in. bigfootencounter@gmail.com. So there, that's the first time I've ever posted anything. I just read everything. So yeah, that's the exact email, and send it there. Yo, man, love what you do. You truly inspire me to go out there and look for Bigfoot too. Well, that's great, Birdie. And I hope you're the guy. I would love it if you made the discovery, man. I'll come get your autograph. I am not kidding. I would love that. Are they territorial? Well, they can be. I mean, you can never put these. You can't put the Sasquatch in any kind of category where, are they brave, are they shy, because every individual is different. Gorillas are like that, human beings. I just say, chalk it up to what are people like. Some people, you go on their property and they're going to blow you away. Other people, you go on their property and pick apples and they're going to come out and give you a piece of apple pie that they made. So they're no different. And I can't tell you how many stories, that it's just, that's the way it is. So but they're the dominant species out there. And you better darn well know that when you're out there and when you're in their habitat, they're the boss out there. They own it. So you are at their mercy. You better get that through your head. Because if you don't think that, if you think you have some advantage, if you think you have some upper hand, you are freaking delusional. Like, they're in the forest, they're in the wilderness, they're in the trees, they're hidden. They have every tactical advantage. They'll have high ground. You're in the open. They see you. They saw you. They know where you are. They know where you're going. They know what you're doing. There's just so many levels above you. 99.999% of the time when there's a sighting, it's because the Sasquatch let it happen. One way or another. If they decide to run across a road, they let you see them. They decided to go across the road when there were vehicles there. They could have done that at night. Or when they just show themselves. They don't have to do that. Half the time, I believe the majority of the time, during a sighting, they've been watching those people for months, years maybe, and decided that they trust them enough to show themselves and see how the interactions goes. So I see that here's a Kahadia Aid says, yes, the military tried to take them down. So there's all kinds of stories like that. Why is Jane's hair blonde and Jake's is dark? It's just the lighting. It's really just the lighting. You'll see. It's also, let's talk about this for a second. For goodness sake, there's all the photos I have of Jake in video. There's a video 5 sequence. I have photographs and videos. He looks different from one to the other. So, and did I take? Yeah, I must have had it. Anyways, the camera that I was using, it shoots videos, but it can also take photographs, right? But it's just when you take a photograph, it looks different than the video, and so many things. Oh my God, my throat's killing me. So many things change over time because I was out there getting footage of Jake in the spot that I was in for a significant amount of time. So clouds come over, clouds go away, sun comes out, clouds that are dark. I'm sorry, guys. I just get like this when I get a cold because my lungs are so badly damaged from the cold air. But anyways, I see you guys are talking really good. I won't be able to do much more of the show today. I'm really starting to feel, just talking, I need to kind of not be such a flibberty gibbet and just sort of take a day off. I've been working hard. Here's Ghost Rider. What are your thoughts on them possibly being a large hominid called, I don't know. That's a whole other ball of wax. My thoughts are it could be right, but I'm sticking with Gigantopithecus for now because of some cooperation that I had with Chinese years and years ago. Chinese scientists from Beijing University were the ones that put me on the Giganto trail, and I'm still leading that one because they were doing DNA tests with Sasquatch in North America, the Yeti, and Gigantopithecus. So that's what I stated that profoundly. I was hoping someday to be able to go. I know China's really pissing the world off, but remember it's the government. It's not, you can't blame people. A lot of people hated Trump. A lot of people love Trump, but you can't blame people for Trump being president. He was voted in, but some people didn't want that. So my point is, you can't judge a people based on a government. For God's sake, Trump got in with barely 50% of the vote, and he didn't get in with barely lost with I saw him at 49% and stuff. So anyway, my point is, don't bastardize an entire people based on government policies and whatnot. Sometimes you're not really responsible for that. But when it comes to science and knowledge, science is about universal truth, and the Beijing University scientists that are Gigantopithecus experts, that's where they were. In Langchun, China, was where they found the teeth and the molars and the jawbones from Gigantopithecus. So, and that's where the Yeti is. So yeah, I really, it's like we were just talking about earlier about the lack of cooperation from the Bigfoot community. I don't want to propagate that. I want to cooperate. I want to open up. I want to talk to people, and so yeah. And I'll use science and spirituality, and I'll use, it's a paranormal discovery, but I don't like it being known as that. I'd like more science in it, but there's a good reason that science hasn't caught up with the abilities and the natural traits that a Sasquatch have, but it will. Oh yes, it will. One day, I was just telling this to somebody just yesterday. I was talking on the phone. It was actually Sean. He's the awesome kid who's doing our artwork for our stickers and our t-shirts and stuff. And I told him one day there's going to be a drone the size of a mosquito that films 8K and can zoom 80 times optical and is solar powered and will fly right through the wilderness and film Sasquatch. So it's coming, guys. It's coming. This discovery will happen someday. It's going to happen. And that's why I'm here tonight talking to you guys, because, I want to help facilitate this discovery. I want I'd like my children to see a book written about the real science of Sasquatch, the real, how many of them are there, how big they are, what's their metabolism like, what do they eat, how do they move, what are their, all that kind of stuff. It's going to be incredible, and I'm a huge fan of that. So, yeah. Thanks, Central Michigan Bigfoot. I'm reading your stuff here. So, I'm gonna call it quits for today. Thank you so much, guys. You guys are awesome. Thanks for supporting my show and supporting the work. It's absolutely fantastic to have people like you supporting me, and I'm so grateful for it. So, almost 95% sure I'll be doing a show next week. So, Cryptids Canada interviewing Todd Standing would be amazing. Yeah, I'll start doing interviews and podcasts and stuff in the new year, a lot more. So thanks so much for tuning in, guys. Y'all take care of yourself. Let's try to get along. And yeah, it's I'll tell you about a joke I heard. If you have a time machine, the 2 years you don't want to visit are 2020 and 1798, because 1798 there was a volcano. World destruction, and 2020 has just been that year, hasn't it? It's been the year that you just don't want to. It's been tough. It's been really tough. It's been really tough. So let's all just try to